Today's task, we're going to be seeing how to use the command line interface to set our date and our time. We're also going to see how to use the graphical means to set the date and time. Then we see the easier means of doing the same thing with the command line interface. That is what we call the command prompt. So, in order for a user to interact with your system, you are either going to interact with your system either via the use of the command line interface or the use of the graphical user interface. Now, the graphical user interface has a user-friendly interface that is very easy for everybody to understand, whereas the command line interface is for advanced users. In actual fact, it makes life very, very easy. So without wasting time, let's see how to go about this. So the first thing we need to do is to talk about the graphical side. So you can see all these things you can see on the screen. Where you hear terms like desktop, right click, delete, all those ones simply means that it is what the graphical design term. So what we can do, we're going to see how to set the date and the time. So in order to set the date and time for the graphical design term, so you have to head to the task bar. So this is the task bar. So right below the task bar, you can see your time, which tells us our current date and our time. So over here it says the time is 1:29 and today's date is 18th July. Now I'm assuming that this time or this date is not right. So how do I change it? So assuming the date and time is not correct, how are you going to change it to the graphical method? So with the graphical method, all we need to do is just right click on this time and then you click on adjust date and time. Now once you do that, you get this interface that is displaying the current date and the time right here for us. So in order to change the date and the time, you have to come back and click here. Most of the time you can see that your time might be set to automatically. So if you come in here and yours is set to automatic, that means that you might not be able to access the change button as you can see right here. So when that happens, you just have to put it off. So you can see now the change button is not happening because now it is obtaining the address automatically. The time is being set automatically by my internet. So I have to put it off. Then the change button pops up so that I can set my own date and time. So now you can see that there's change. So I can click on change and I will be presented with this interface to change my date and my time. So I have to change the date. Today's date is July 18, 2024. And my time, the time is not right, so let me change the time. So let's assume that the date is July, all right, and then I'm taking us back. So let's say today's date is 2010. So July 18, 2010 is the date, and the time is 5:30, and it is AM. You can also change it to PM and then AM. So once I'm done, I just have to click on change, and once I do just that, you can see from below it has changed to 2010. So 18 July 2010, which is Sunday. Now, supposing we are asked to, you can see that the date and time is not right. So if you are supposed to set it to the current date, which is 18 July 2024, in order to set it to the current date and time, you have to come back and click on change. And now you have to look through, pick the date and time, and then so we have to change the year. So we have to scroll down and go out there to change the year to 2024, and now we can change our date and our time. So time too can be changed. So let's say the time currently is 1. So we're assuming it is 1 p.m. So let's say 1:31 p.m. Then we click on change, and you can see that now it will actually set it to the current time as you can see. So that is it. So now it is 1:32 and it is up to date. So today is July 18th. So that's what we see right here. Now you can see that it took us quite some time to be able to change it to the right time. So for that case, we are going to introduce the command line interface, which we said that it is very faster than the graphical user interface. So let's see how to use that one also. So I'm going to set this one back to where I set it to be. So let's leave it. We are going to use the command line interface. But we said that command line interface, that is the command prompt, to do the same thing as we have done with the graphical. So in order to get the command line interface, you just have to click on your start button, and then once you click on the start button, just type CMD. Upon typing CMD, you can see what we call command prompt. That's the full meaning. It is abbreviated as CMD. Now you click on Run as administrator or you right click on the command prompt and select run as administrator. Now you just click on accept by clicking on yes, and this is the interface for the command line. So what we're going to do is just type the command date. So when we just type the date, is actually going to display the current date and time. So as you can see from here, it displays the current date, and it says today is Thursday, and that's what you can see. So if you are getting a prompt to enter a new date, that is, if you think that the date and time, or sorry, if you think that your date isn't right, then you have to type in the right date by inputting, as you can see the sample here, the month, the day, and the year. So let's assume the month that we are in is 01, and then the year that we're in, the day is, let's say, 20th, and then the year is, let's say, 1994. That's the year. So once I execute this, it's actually going to change. So from the bottom, you can see that now it has changed to 20th January 1994. So that is what we can do with the command. So you saw how fast this was. Great. So now let's change back to the current date. So we're going to type the date once again, execute this command, and then we're going to now input the month, and the month is 07, and then the day is 18th, and then the year is 24, and then execute. And you can see instantly it takes effect. So you can compare, you can see that now you've seen that the command line is very fast. It's faster than the graphical method. You saw how fast it is. So this is one great thing that you can do with that. Now let's do that with the time as well. So if you are typing in here time, you're going to tell me the current time. So you can see here the time is 1:34. If I want to make adjustment to that, I can also do the same. So it is saying that if your time is not right, set up. So you can see this is the hour and a minute and a second and a nanosecond. So let's apply that. So I'm assuming it is 5 p.m. I'm assuming it is 5 p.m. So I'm just going to type 5 and then 00. That's the hour and minute. So I'm just going to execute this. And now you can see the outcome now here is what? 5 a.m. Now it says it's 5 a.m. What if I want it to be 5 p.m.? That means that I have to go in for, so this is in the 12-hour hand. So I have to change it to 24-hour. So that means that instead of 5, so let's type the time again. Instead of 5, you have to type 17:01. This one changes it to 1 p.m. So you can see that now it will be changed from a.m. to 1 p.m. So that's how to go about that. So that is how to use the command line interface to set your date and then your time. I believe this video was useful to you. See you next time.